Staley said, she told me a while back that when she saw you the first time at camp, you were not the Asia Wilson that we've come to know.
No.
But how mediocre were you?
Below average. Like, it was very much like, oh, her parents just signed her up to get her out the house.
Hey everyone, Craig Melvin here, and welcome back to my basement bar, and welcome back to Glass Half Full. Let me tell you, I'm excited about today's guest, and not just because she's from the same hometown, Columbia, South Carolina, but Asia Wilson has transformed the game of women's basketball. 4-time WNBA MVP, 3-time WNBA champ, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, not even 30 years old yet, already a New York Times bestselling writer. She has a statue in Columbia. Oh, yes, also an entrepreneur. It's mind-boggling what she's been able to do at such a young age. But when you talk to her, you realize she's just Asia from Columbia, still grounded, still gives a lot of credit to her family, to Coach Dawn Staley. And we talked about all of that. We also spent a little time talking about her love life, also talking about life after basketball. But we started with her latest, greatest accomplishment. I hope you enjoy. Asia Wilson. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
You know, I've got my bourbon here for our toast, but you're in season, so I'm assuming.
Yeah, I don't have something as strong, but you know, can never go wrong with some Gatorade.
All right. Well, you know what? I respect that. Cheers. Cheers to you. What are we toasting right now?
I mean, if you want to share, I don't want to share first. You can share the big news first.
There's big news? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, you're okay. Then we're gonna get to that in a second.
Okay.
For a second, I thought you were about to break some other news. I was like, oh, okay.
Another time, different time.
Okay. But besides that big news that we're going to reveal in a second, actually, you know what? Let's start with that. Let's just start with that big news.
Right into it.
Cheers to Asia Wilson being on the cover of a Wheaties cereal box. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Did the girl from Hopkins, South Carolina, ever think she would be on the cover of a Wheaties cereal box?
Oh my goodness, it still doesn't seem real. It's like surreal to me. You know, I have a lot of moments in life where you're like, oh wow, I can say I made it. Like Olympian, yes, made it. Like getting a shoe, yes, made it. But it's something about being a Wheaties champion that you're like, no, I've made it. Like I am on a roster full of amazing athletes on and off the court. And like, to be on the orange box, like, come on now, this is incredible. And for fans to get it in this summer, like, oh, the little girl in me is just like, this can't be real.
Who are you sending your first Wheaties box to? Who gets the first box?
Ooh, I gotta go with my coaches. So Coach Staley got to get one. Beck got to get one. My high school coach, like I got to send them out to my coaches. I feel like this is a big deal.
Yeah, I think so. So the podcast, as you know, it's called Glass Half Full. Would you consider yourself a glass half full person or a glass half empty person?
Ooh, I would have to say, I would probably say half full. Yeah.
But you had to think about it for a second.
I did, because
Why?
I always I feel like when I'm looking at it from an empty standpoint, it's like, okay, this is what I got to work with. Let's make the best of it. So I always love those moments. But then when I look at it as like a half full, I'm like, oh, I can still keep going. Like I can get a little bit more in here. So I'm gonna go full because I'm always gonna give like, I want more. I'm greedy.
It served you well. It has served you well. We like to focus on the moments in people's lives that have shaped them personally and professionally. Is there a moment that you can look back on and you think, you know what? That was the moment that I became Asia Wilson.
I've had multiple moments. I think the most recent moment would have to be, I would say Coming out of the bubble, our bubble season was really rough, even though it was our first time going to the finals with the franchise, and like it was my first MVP year. But that moment just didn't feel good. Like I knew I wanted something more. And that next season, I knew I wanted to give my all to the game. And that right there, I think, was a pivotal moment for me to really realize who I was and understand that, yes, I can battle with anxiety and depression and still be an amazing woman that shows up for her family, her friends, and everyone in between. So I think that's kind of when I really kind of turned the page into becoming a woman that I wanted to be, not necessarily a woman that everyone wanted me to be. I kind of really started to focus on myself.
What about when you were little Asia Wilson back then? When you were a little girl, was there a moment where you were like, looking back on it, that was when I decided to become this?
Ooh, yeah, I would say I feel like any moment with my grandmother, honestly. I feel like any moment that I had an opportunity to cherish with my grandmother where she was just pouring into me when I didn't even know, I think it was really helping me and molding me into the woman that I am today and really paying attention to little details. And I knew as I got older, I wanted to be someone that was so focused on the small wins, the little wins. And then when you get to the big wins, it's a completely different story.
That's Grandma Hattie.
Yes, absolutely.
Grandma Hattie is why you wear the pearl headphones.
Yes, yes.
Explain why.
Yes, my grandmother instilled in me that, pretty girls wear pearls. And it was more so on just a confidence boost for me. I felt like I was just a young girl that was out of the loop a little bit. I learned different. I looked different than my peers at the time. And so it was very hard for me to figure out who I wanted to be. And when she was able to give me those pearls, I think it was just a tangible thing for me to be like, no, I can be myself, and people are going to like it or they'll love it or they'll leave. Like it shouldn't change up who I am. And so that there was just, it's helped me build into the athlete that I am today. And like when people see me, I want to be more than an athlete. I want to be more than, that's when I put the uniform on. And I think that's why I'm so grateful to be a Wheaties champion because, they focus on more than just the athlete in itself, but what we do off the court as well.
I didn't know your grandmother, but I went to preschool at St. John's on Beltline Boulevard, where I remember your grandfather would walk around the preschool. And back then, Reverend Wilson, Roscoe Wilson Sr., he might have been, 6'3", 6'4"?
Yeah.
But when you're 3 or 4 years old, like we would look up to your grandfather, and be like, my God, that he's like 8 feet tall. Like even back then, we talked about it. And then I came to know your dad. And so we've always known of the Wilson family. But what I did not know until recently is that you didn't even start really playing competitive basketball until you were 11.
Yeah.
Why? What took so long?
I didn't like it. I didn't like to sweat. I was like, this is nasty. Like, I didn't like the sweating. Like, why is everybody sweating? Why is everybody yelling at me? Like, I wasn't really that type of girl. And I felt like people that played the sport just weren't nice people. So I blamed it on basketball. I was like, oh, y'all not nice because that sport and that sweat, like I wouldn't be nice either if I had to sweat every single day. So I think that is why I was a late bloomer. But my dad obviously played and he was just like, all right, now I'm not going to force you, but let's continue to give it a try. And I really honestly had like so much fun with my teammates that I'm like, oh, I could definitely do this. Like, did I think I was going to be on the cover of a Wheaties box? No, absolutely. No. But I just had fun. Like the game brought so much joy with me because of the people that I was around. Your
dad was your coach. Do you think that you would have continued had he not been your AAU coach?
Probably, yes.
Okay.
I honestly would think, I just hope that I had someone honest in my corner. Like, I think my dad was very helpful to me because he was just honest. Like, if I wasn't playing well, I wasn't playing, period. Like, he was like, Coach, don't even worry about putting her in. So, like, I needed that honesty to help me, like, work hard.
Yeah. It served you well. It serves you well. Is he still like that? Do you still hear from him after games?
Oh my gosh, yes. Nothing has changed. Like, it doesn't matter how many trophies, how many banners I hang up, how many rings I got. He's like, you still can rebound more and stop missing your free throws. And I'm like, got it, Dad. So
are you kidding me?
Yeah. Hopefully when he sees the Wheaties box, I'm like, all right, Dad, this pays off. Like, we're good. Like, because they don't know yet. I'm kind of excited. So hopefully.
Do you remember when he played in Europe? Were you or were you too young?
I was not even a thought.
Okay, that was before you came along. So you grow up in Columbia. You go to a private school, Heathwood Hall. For folks who know, they know. Not a lot of people who look like us at Heathwood Hall.
Right.
How did that shape and form you? Did that have any effect on you growing up?
Um, I mean, it probably did, yes. I think it gave me a whole different point of view of how I can navigate in the world. I think it introduced me to that I'm different, but I'm different in a great way. And I can still make it in this world. Like, I'm not going to back down from anyone because that I'm a woman or I'm a Black woman. Like, I can definitely sit at these tables. And at a young age, I probably didn't see it. But as I got older, I'm so grateful for being able to attend Heathwood Hall. And I know my parents sacrificed a lot for me to be there. But not only were the classrooms fitting for me in the way that I learned, but just being in spaces where, okay, not everyone looks like me, but I can still be me. It was like the best part of it. So I think those little journeys that I did have through Heathwood from 1st to 12th grade definitely have helped mold me into the person that I am today.
It's funny you say that because I tell people sometimes I went to Columbia High, which was kind of the opposite of Heathwood, but I went to I went to Wofford in the upstate, and it was largely white. And one of the things that I think it forces you to do, whether you realize it at the time or not, you have to be comfortable in your own skin. Like you have to develop like some sort of confidence in who you are to operate in those circles. Coach Staley said, she told me a while back that when she saw you the first time at camp, you were not the Asia Wilson that we've come to know.
No.
But how mediocre were you?
Below average. Like, it was very much like, oh, her parents just signed her up to get her out the house. Like, okay, we get what we're doing here. Like, we get it, babysit it. So yeah, I was not the best. And it was okay because I knew I wasn't the best. Like, there's nothing worse than, like, I get the confidence, but I feel like if I understood I wasn't good enough and I'm like, hey, I'm happy to be here, my energy showed that.
But at what point were you able to like flip the switch to go from, oh, okay, I know I'm a little tall and I'm not good. How were you able to go from that to I have a statue in my hometown?
I think I got tired of like us as a team winning and I wasn't contributing to the wins. Like, I'm like, I don't want to hold the trophy, guys. Like, they're like, hold the trophy. Like, I'm like, I didn't even do anything. So I think at like a young age, when I was like 14, 15, I'm like, all right, I want to be able to hold that trophy and like own that trophy.
You said Coach Staley's been like a second mom to you. What has she taught you over the years that goes beyond the court, that goes beyond basketball?
Ooh. I think she probably taught me to be myself, love myself, and like, don't let anyone shake me from that. And no matter where I am in the world, no matter how many circles that I may be in, like, always love myself and give myself some grace and like be true in that. Just really stand in your truth. And I am so grateful that she was able to teach me those things, especially at the college. Like, college it's like 4 years of figuring it out. It's literally that. And it's hard. And so for her to be able to just kind of hold that mirror up and be like, hey, this is who you are, be this woman. It's really helped me out in life.
I want to go back to the statue for a moment because, again, you got a milestone birthday in a couple months. I mean, you're not even 30 yet. Your jersey's been retired at USC. You got a statue there in your hometown. What does that mean to you?
Oh, man, it means the world. It's kind of like I have a lot of pinch me moments, only because when I think about my journey, I didn't have the rough journey, which is like what normal people may think or assume. But with my journey, it's just more so like I just never would have thought. These are things that I never even thought about having on my goal list because I'm just like, hey, I just want to be good at this. I just want to be a normal person that's good at these little things that people can, want to be around and be like, no, we rock with Asia because we know she's consistent in who she is.
Yeah.
So to see the jersey retirement, to see the Hall of Fame, to see the statue, the shoes, everything that's been in part of my journey, it's surreal. And I think having my parents celebrate it is the best.
You make a good point, because I guess the reality is you have already achieved so much. WNBA champion, MVP, Olympic gold medalist, World Cup, the shoes, all the what's left? Like what is? By the way, best-selling author, started your own company. I could hype you up for another 5 minutes, but the reality is you've already done so much. Like what do you at night? Like, what do you think about still doing?
I don't know. Craig, I'm greedy. I'm like, let's do it all over again. Let's really do this. I'm greedy. I want it again. If it's there, why not go for the take-in? But I'm not gonna lie, this Wheaties box has really kind of been like, okay, Asia, what is there left?
Yeah.
What is there? But I'm gonna find something. I'm gonna always find something.
Can you sing?
No.
So I'm gonna help you come up with something. What about fashion? You're very fashion forward.
Yeah, I can dive into that a little bit. I just got back from the Met not too long ago, so yeah, I can do that a little bit.
Well, let's talk about the game right now. Let's talk about the Aces. How would you characterize how the season's gone so far? How do you see it all playing out?
Yeah, I think we are stepping in the right direction. I think we are doing a lot better than we were last year, which is always a plus in my eyes. We have a lot of great pieces in our locker room that I am so excited to continue to grow. Still early in the season, obviously, but I think we're in the right path, and Becky's going to make sure of it.
Let's talk about women's sports for a moment, because it really is. It's not even a moment anymore. It's beyond the moment. It's a movement. And I think some folks thought, oh, this might be something that lasts for a year or two. It's not. I mean, this has really turned into, when we were, you're much younger than me, but when I was a kid, people didn't go to WNBA games. They didn't go to women's college basketball games. And now they're sellouts. Mm-hmm. Where do you see it going from here?
The only way it's up. Honestly, I think we're shattering glass ceilings right now. That is amazing across all women's sports. Obviously, I can only talk about basketball because that's the world that I'm in. But the things that we have done, that we've worked so hard towards, to have people invested in us, to have people respect us, to be household names, to be seen, I think it's remarkable. And I'm so glad that people are finally giving it a chance. I remember when, years ago, people asked, so what's something you would tell people to come and watch? And I'm like, just give it a chance. I promise you. If you hate it, then you got bad taste. But just give it a chance. I promise you're going to love it. And I think here in Vegas, we have just really put together the entertainment side of it, something that's enjoyable to watch, obviously the product, but also outside the game, letting fans get to know us on a different level than just the athletic side. So I'm so excited to see where we'll continue to go.
When you signed your contract in the league, it was the richest in league history. Is there a certain amount of weight that comes with the money?
I'm sure it is for some people, but for me, it doesn't, because I'm trying to be the greatest, no matter what my pockets may look like. Only because I know how hard of the work that I put in to be able to showcase all that I've put out. So I'm pretty sure people are like, well, if we're paying her that much, she better be performing at this rate. Hopefully I'm doing that already. That's why I got paid that much. So I really don't want to have that over my head. It's just more so let's get the job done. Let's
talk about some of the stuff off the court besides the big Wheaties box. Talk to me about candle making. How did you get into wax?
Man, I got into wax because I had tons and tons and tons of candles in my house, to where my mom was like, girl, you can start your own candle business. And I was like, you know what? I absolutely can. And I was nervous because it's so hard to sell something that people can't smell right away.
Yes.
So I was like, ooh, people gotta just let their imagination flow. So for me, I think I just really fell in love with it. It gives a whole nother feel of aromatherapy for me. It's something that it kind of soothes me. So I'm glad that I was able to do that.
Burnt wax candles. It launched at 2/22 and sold out the same day?
Yeah.
People like your candles.
I know, and I'm that's why I'm glad I named them after my accolades because I feel like it's literally a piece of me in people's homes. So I'm grateful that people are buying them and enjoying them as much as I am.
What are the names?
We got MVPs, we got a couple All-Stars, we got National Champion, we got Dog Mom, can't forget that one. All of my like championships, I have each one has a name, and then gold medals as well.
I don't think your people told you this, but I have a candle company as well. I'm
Ooh,
gonna send you a couple. But I'm jealous because yours are sold out and mine are not. But yeah, I know it's awkward now, but that's okay. That's okay. I got time. So let's talk about the Nike shoe. By the way, I saw Elliot. I saw Elliot a few weeks ago. I was out in Beaverton, and we were, and I was like, "Oh, what's next?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm going to Vegas," and he shows me your shoe. I was like, "You're going to Vegas?" He's like, "Oh yeah, we're launching a new shoe. I'm going to see Asia." You got the president of Nike coming to Vegas to launch your shoe, which also, by the way, we should point out, sold out.
yeah.
I mean, what's it like? And by the way, not only did it sell out, I coached my son's rec league basketball team. Young, like middle school boys wear the Asia Wilsons.
Absolutely, yes.
But that never would have happened 10 years ago.
I know.
That's crazy. How involved in that process have you been, the designing of the shoes?
Oh, I'm very involved. I am pretty much in every meeting that I can be in when it comes to just the way it looks, the way it feels, textures, the colors. I'm all in because this is something that I don't take lightly because obviously I think about the consumer first, but also I'm like, how can we implement things that is with me as well? Like, this is just a shoe that I want people to wear on court, off court, however they want to feel comfortable in it. So I'm pretty involved. So that's why when it drops, I'm always so nervous. But I'm also proud that people love it as much as I do, for real, because we put the work in.
Nervous about what?
That people are going to like it. Like, you always have it in the back of your mind, like, I hope people like this product. Like, people may talk a good game, but it's like, are they actually going to love the product? So I'm glad that I can put out a product that people love.
Yeah, I mean, people seem like they're pretty consistent when it comes to loving whatever Asia Wilson does. The book.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, so at some point you decide, you know what? I don't have enough things to do. I'm gonna write a book, and I'm gonna title the book "Dear Black Girls."
Yes.
What was the impetus for that? How did that come to be?
Ooh, well, I wrote a piece before that was Dear Black Girls, and it was kind of just like telling the story of me. Like, it was just like, normally when people see my name, they're like, oh, how do you say that? Like, oh my goodness, she has to be, everyone has these different things that they may see and think of me. And I feel like I'm the complete opposite. So it was something that I wanted to let people know that, like, I go through pretty much the same thing any normal human being will go through, particularly the Black woman. And I wanted them to know that they are seen, that they're heard. And so when it came to the book, it was just more so of little inserts of my life as to how when I felt like I was turning into a Black woman and not necessarily just a Black girl, but then also moments where I was very uncomfortable. I was grieving. I was blooming late in life, and I was confused, and how I got out of it. So when it came to writing that book, I wanted people to understand that I'm human. I make mistakes. I'm not perfect, but every single day I'm gonna show up as my true self.
You've talked in the past, and you've written in the past about the dyslexia, about depression. Like, looking back on those things in particular, especially the dyslexia, like, was there an age when you realized, you know what, something's off? Like, I'm a little different when it comes to how I process information.
Yeah, in middle school-ish, I was a little thrown back because I felt like I was studying so much, but I just couldn't translate when I got into the testing room. And I remember my parents, I had them up studying with me because they're like, we got to get through this. And I just felt like something was wrong. Something was just a little bit different. And that's when I got tested at Heathwood. And I remember going through that process, and I'm just like, nervous because I'm like, oh gosh, people are going to think I'm different, or they're going to think I can't read.
Right.
Like, how am I going to navigate in this world? And that's when I got the resources that I needed, and I felt normal, and I felt as accepted as I could. And then I was able to flourish in the classroom. And so that's when the Asia Wilson Foundation was literally born, because I was just like, I'm lucky I went to Heathwood and got these resources. Like, there's so many other children and families in this world that don't have that accessibility. Right. So that's when the foundation, I was like, hey, mom and dad, like, we need to get teachers certified to identify learning disabilities. We need to get these kids resources for them to feel normal. And so, yeah, that's really kind of the story. And it's something that I live with, and I don't want to say struggle with till this day, but it's stuff that I still work through.
The depression, how did you come to realize that you were dealing with that?
Yeah, I would say in the bubble was really where it hit. And then the bubble was kind of funky because it was COVID.
During the pandemic, okay.
Yes, during the pandemic, it was COVID, and I didn't really have an outlet. It was just me and basketball. And normally basketball is my sanctuary, but sometimes when that's the only thing, it's kind of like the highs and lows. And I just didn't feel right. And I felt like I started to dive into people pleasing, and I felt bad because I wasn't the person that everyone wanted me to be all the time. And that's when it kind of hit me that I just don't feel good. And these are moments where I feel like I should be my best and I feel awful. Like, and then you say the magical question, what's wrong with me? And it's like, well, nothing's wrong with you. You're just human. And I had to really work through that of just being like, hey, you're going to have your days where it just may not be it. But that next day, you better be sure that it's better than the day that you had before. And so I had to work through that.
You know what's always struck me about you? Anytime I listen to you or read something that you've written, you're self-aware. You're very self-aware. Is that, and you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but are you in therapy? Are you a?
Yeah, I am. 100%.
You know what's funny? You can always tell when somebody's in therapy. Like you can. I was having a couple of days ago, Jeezy. I was talking to G. I was like, man, he's in therapy. Like,
listen,
it's how long have you been in? Not prison,
right? I banked a couple years in. No, I've been in for a minute. Like, not in for a minute, but I've been going to therapy for a long time. Now that I think about it, probably since college. Yeah.
So before you were in the league. So this is
life be life, and Craig.
I do. Listen. I've been in since you were in middle school. Since you were being tested for dyslexia, I've been in therapy. Probably not far. By the way, now that I'm thinking about it, probably not far from where you went to middle school. So you're still young. You've got years left in the league. You've got more trophies, more championships to come. How much time do you think about what your life looks like after basketball? Or do you? Have you started even doing that yet?
I really haven't given it any thought.
Okay.
Honestly, I've just been trying to take in all these moments. I literally use my off season to reflect on the season that I had before. So I haven't really quite yet thought about life after basketball. But, I'm just going to go wherever the wind takes me. I'm very pleased at, where I am, obviously, right now in my career. But at the same time, I know there's more to come. So, yeah, I haven't really given it much thought.
What do you watch? What are your shows?
So I just finished Scandal.
What do you mean you just finished it?
Let's not judge here. I know, I just finished.
Like for the first time?
For the first time. I just got introduced to Olivia Pope and Fitz.
Okay, all right, no judgment. What did you think? Did you like the show?
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I loved it. I had to break it up a little bit because they started to get too much for me. But 10 out of 10, it was amazing. So, yeah.
You don't know how much you just made Shonda Rhimes' day. Like she's a friend and a neighbor. And when I tell her I was talking to Asia, first of all, she's gonna be like, she just watched Scandal?
I know.
She's gonna be like, oh my gosh, she liked it?
It was amazing.
What'd you like about it?
It was just so messy. Like, I love the mess. Like,
I love the mess.
I love a good messy show, and it was messy. And I watched How to Get Away with Murder, and I kind of saw the crossover, but I didn't understand it because I didn't watch Scandal. So when I saw Annalise Keaton, I was like, oh my God, my life is made. It was just a mess, and I love it.
What else are you watching? This is intriguing.
I don't know. I need some other stuff. Like Scandal took a lot out of me. Like I gotta get something going.
I mean, if you like Scandal, you would like her Netflix series. What was the name of that Netflix series that Shonda did on the White House? The Residents. The Residents. You would like The Residents. You would like the Residents. I'm going to send you some recommendations. Are you into true crime? You like true crime?
Absolutely.
Do you watch Dateline?
I'm a little scared of that. I'm a little scared of that.
Don't be scared. Don't watch alone.
Okay. See, I'm a little.
But don't be scared. You would enjoy some Dateline. All right, we're gonna move to this section. This is a little section that we call Craig's Curiosities. These are rapid fire questions. You don't have to think about them too long. I know you're a big board game player.
Yes.
And I know you especially love Uno.
Absolutely.
Best Uno player on the Aces.
Me.
Besides you.
Oh. I'll give Chelsea Gray.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you play spades too?
Ooh, I don't know how to play spades. Let's go to the next question, Craig. Don't start that argument. Ooh, I don't know.
Asia Wilson.
See. This is supposed to be rapid fire.
No, it was going to be rapid fire until I found out that Asia Wilson from Hopkins, South Carolina. And people who don't know South Carolina geography, like if you live in Hopkins, there's nothing to do but play spades.
No, and everybody says that. And I can't. When people get explaining, my mind goes, I'm like,
Asia, you can't.
See, this is why this is why I don't talk about it.
I gotta be honest with you. Like sometimes people like come from my black card and I mean, you don't know how much street cred you just gave me. Asia Wilson watches Scandal, but she can't play spades.
Can't play spades.
I'm having a t-shirt made. What burnt wax candle are you burning right now?
Ooh, MVP. That's my number one. That's my fave.
Of course it is. What's your go-to pregame song?
Ooh, go-to pregame song? I've changed it to something more mellow. It's Luther Vandross, Take You Out. That's my jam.
What? What is that?
I had to switch it up a little bit.
What was it before?
Nuck If You Buck by Crime Mob.
Wait a minute. You went from Nuck If You Buck to Luther Vandross?
Yeah, I had to tone it back.
Was that because of your performance on the court or just like?
Yeah, it got really, my mind was too rattled. The Nuck If You Buck got me too hype. I was like, I need something more. My approach needs to be settled. So Luther came through.
Okay. Favorite thing to do on an off day?
Ooh, I love a good movie. But I love an old time, like a Rush Hour 3. Like I love those type of movies. So I like that. Like go watch an old movie.
By the way, the fact that you said Rush Hour 3 was an old movie, that makes me feel like I'm 72 because I remember Rush Hour 1, watching it in the theater. If you weren't playing basketball, what would you be doing?
Living life. I would not be doing anything. I'll be a normal person.
Like working in HR?
Just chilling.
Okay.
Not doing much of nothing.
Okay. Oh, no. Not an influencer.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, you are an influencer now. But a favorite home-cooked meal?
Ooh, home-cooked meal. My mom makes some of the best spaghetti ever. And she's going to flip when she hears this because I never give her credit, but she makes great spaghetti. So I need like spaghetti and some garlic bread.
What is it about her spaghetti that makes it so special?
I don't know. She puts something in the sauce. It's like the meat sauce. She puts something in there that's like 10 out of 10. So I need it.
Do you cook?
No. Next question. What?
Not one dish? Like you?
One bowl of cereal. I'm gonna eat my Absolutely.
Well played.
Bomb bowl of cereal. Don't play with me.
Yes, I bet you do. Better free throw shooter, you or Bam?
Me.
You didn't even let me finish the question.
There's no need.
But I mean, like, he's not a bad free throw shooter.
I'm just better.
Would do you, like? Are there competitions? Like, how do you measure? You just know.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the way it is.
How did y'all meet?
I can't spill all the beans. You're gonna have to read my next book.
Oh, there's a new book.
I'm playing.
A whole book on Bam?
I can't give you all that, you know?
No?
I can't give you all that. People start putting timetables together. I can't give you that. But we met at the right time. The stars were in line and it was perfect timing.
Well, again, well played. Well played. By the way, I saw that recent episode because, Mr. Davis was on the podcast a few weeks ago. And when did you realize that something was on the show, like something was amiss?
Midway through, but I just couldn't really put my finger on it. Crazy! Because I was like, this just does not feel good. But when Bam wasn't freaking out, then I was like, all right. Because normally I'm the freak out. I'm the crash out. So I was like, okay, he's calm. I'm all right. Maybe I'm just dramatic. So yeah, that was the moment.
But then after the fact, did you say to him, hey, that was cute. Don't do that again.
Oh, I'm gonna get him back. There's no need to say anything. I'm gonna get him back.
Oh, okay. Last two questions. We call this two for the road. What's one moment that you're still chasing?
Winning another championship and hosting a trophy.
Another one.
And making history. Yep.
But you've already made history. What history is left?
To win, 4 and 5 years?
So that's the goal. That's the goal.
Might as well make it.
Does that help you, like in terms of like moving the goalposts, like coming up with new? Because there comes a point when you've done as much as you've done, you have to set new goals. Is this how you?
I come up with the most strange things ever, just to make sure that I'm on top of my game. So whether I use haters, my pettiness, I'm like, let's go. I need something.
Wait a minute, you're petty?
Maybe a little bit.
Have you always been petty, or is this something?
It's kind of in my blood.
But it probably helps fuel you.
It is the fuel. It's the gasoline.
That would explain that social media clip I saw of you a while back when you were chastising some of your teammates. Have you seen this clip where? Oh,
I do that often, so I don't know.
There's one particular clip where there's a musician that your teammates seem. Do you know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yes. And I feel like I was real.
Which musician was it?
Usher.
But Usher and Asia Wilson getting a little love right here.
And give me the backstory on what happened in that moment.
Okay, I wasn't talking to my teammates. I was talking to the referees. Because I was like, y'all weren't blowing y'all whistle at all because y'all was trying to get over here to take a picture with him. Let's do our job first.
Is that true? It seemed like you were talking, I mean, it looked like you were looking at some of your teammates. Okay.
If the shoe fit, then I'm sorry if they felt that way. But I was talking about the refs.
So you sort of welcome the obligation to motivate your teammates because you are, okay, all right. So you recognize that's part of what you have to do.
Yeah, pretty much.
What's one moment that you hope years from now that Asia Wilson is remembered for?
Ooh, I would have to say this past championship run, game 3, I shot a shot.
On the drive, the feed, you bet, Asia Wilson.
And it was just one of those moments where I feel like every great player has that moment. And I didn't really have one until that moment. And I think that there kind of solidified just the journey, like where I've come from, like everything was just like in that shot. And I hope that people can remember, like, whew, that was a tough shot. It's my mom, like, phone case. Like, it's pretty much everywhere in the house in South Carolina, I'm sure. So yeah, I think that moment was just big. Not because it's just like, oh, we won, but it was just like a feel.
Yeah, yeah. I so enjoyed this. We're so proud of you, and
Thank you.
keep going. Tell mom and dad hello.
I definitely will. Thank you.
There you have it. A'ja Wilson, greedy. And her, I mean, those are her words. Never satisfied. That is probably part of what makes her great. And how cool is it that before the age of 30, A'ja Wilson's she's on the front of a Wheaties box. I mean, that's next level. And she seems to fully appreciate that it's next level. So I enjoyed that conversation. I hope you did as well. I also hope, as the corporate overlords do as well, that you will download, subscribe, like, share, and comment. Boom, all 5. Did all 5. It's only taken me 12 episodes to get that right. I'll see you next week, hopefully. My glass, half full. Hope yours is too. Cheers.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.